You gotta get into the groove.
Hey, hello, and welcome for another week for Groove Asia GLE, or Groove Asia Leaders Unite. It's good to be back this week. Actually, I have took a couple of days off this week and spent some time with my son, his birthday. So it's good to be back on board and nice and refreshed. I'm just gonna. By the way, my name is Peter Moinoroa, and I live in New Zealand. So I'm coming out from New Zealand. If you're watching this live, just put a hashtag live. And if you're watching the replay, put a hashtag replay. Good to see you here, Tyler. Thank you for your support, and yourself as well, Dr. Lisa. Thank you. Dr. Lisa coming in from Baltimore, Maryland, US of A. And then we've got Nancy. She's in Canada. And we've got Tyler, of course, always here. So thank you for being here, guys. And no doubt we'll get a few more people that will pop in as soon as they realise this is on. Okay, so this week is going to be about Groove Mail forms. Now, it sounds pretty straightforward, but there are some little things that you may not know about, or you may do know about. But at the end of the day, if you don't know, this will be good for you, especially for any Groovesters that have actually joined up just recently. If you've still trying to find your way through the platform and you're learning about different things that might be of interest for you, especially a form where it can actually help in terms of sales funnels or even your business and things like that. So that's what we're going to focus on today. Please ask any questions in the chat, and I will answer your questions as I go through this as best as I can. We're not part of support. So we don't have anything to do with support. So if you have any support questions, you need to direct that to support, and they can help you there. But if it's something that I can actually help you with, it may be just probably an oversight, or just not knowing where to navigate, then I should be able to help you in this live. What have we got here? Cool. Just keeping an eye on the chat. So if you do have anything that you want to ask me while we're going through this, doesn't have to necessarily be about forms, can be about Groove in general. Just ask away in the chat. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to share my screen with you. All right. Okie dokie. Let me just get this configuration correct here. There you go. Now you can see the whole page. Hopefully you can all see that. Nancy is saying, greetings, Tyler, Dr. Lisa, and of course, Peter. Yeah, greetings to you too, Nancy. And thank you, Tyler. Greetings to you, and greetings to you, Dr. Lisa. All right. I'm on the back end of one of my websites and we've got Johan. Kia ora, hashtag live. Johan is in Australia. He's in Brisbane. And yeah, good to see you here, Johan. So yeah, like I said, this is about the forms. It may be something that you may or may not know about. What we're going to be focusing on today is this here, how to create these options within the form. All right, as simple as it sounds, there are little tricks to it. But if you say, like for instance, my website here, which is like I create websites and stuff like that, and I do also support or I can help people set up their WooCommerce, WordPress, or Shopify. Then they may have questions, anything of the sort. So I've actually created a form here, not necessarily for this page, but just to show you as a demo. And so this is just asking the user for their first name, last name, email, and what do they need to know about, or who do they need to connect with? Is it marketing? Is it sales? Is it customer support? Or is it something that's technical? And then they can actually add the description of what they're after in here in the box, and then submit it. Okay. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to I'm going to show you how to actually create that form. And like I said, if you know how to do all this, great. That's awesome. If you're not too sure how to do it, then this will be good for you. All right. I'm just going to change tabs. All right. Share this tab here. Okay. By the way, actually, I might just go to the dashboard, because if you are new, then this would be probably something that you would need to know. When you log into your Groove account, you come to this the main dashboard here. Of course, you've got the applications up the top here, and if you hover over the Groove icon at the top left there, then you can actually connect from here. I particularly like using this one because I can actually just right-click on it. You probably won't see this. Right-click on the app, and then just actually go into a separate tab. So if I click there, Groove Pages, actually I want Groove Mail, right-click there, and then it will open up a tab in Groove Mail. Now I actually literally have two tabs open, one in the dashboard, one in Groove Mail. So you can actually open whatever section you're in. You can have like as many parts of Groove open at the same time. You don't have to go out of one to go into another. That's the great thing I like about it. It's very, very flexible in that sense. So I'm in Groove Mail at the moment. And as you can see here, we've got a whole range of different things. You can do a broadcast in terms of email. You can actually create a email sequence, ideal for campaigns. You can create a list, basically a list of people or context. You can do automations, and of course you can do forms. And we also have professional email templates as well. I won't go on that, but I'm just going to be covering forms today. Okay, so in order to get to forms, you can either click here or come over here to the left side here, and you'll see that the icon, they're both the same. The icon is the same here, so you can just click on there or over here. Doesn't really matter. And we're going to click onto forms, and then we go to here, forms. Okay. Any questions in the chat here? I haven't done this. Well, I have done it before, but multitasking, like I'm actually going to just show what we have here. We've got Nancy here that's saying live, hashtag live. Okay. Right. So this is the demo. I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to create another one. So I'm going to go new form. This one here, I'm going to call Pinpoint Local, which is my local business here. And I'm just going to put form 2, because I've actually got another form for this for my site. So I'm just going to call this form 2 and save and continue. Right, this is what you get generally. This is just the bare bones, really. So it's actually just set up for like our newsletter and all that sort of thing. You can subscribe to the newsletter. Of course, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be using it for a different purpose. But this is where you can actually start customizing it, right? You can, well, when I say customize, you can start creating the form that you actually want. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a field. Okay, and I'm going to call this, I'm going to add the field type. We've already got email and first name, and you will see when you've used it, it's not available. All right, so last name is available, so I'm going to add that. And then save, and then you see first and last name. Now I don't really like having the email up the top when we're doing these type of forms. Maybe for the newsletter, it's okay. But when we're doing the type of form that I'm doing, the one that I just showed you before, then I'd rather have the email to the bottom. Now, some people have a little sort of issue trying to get that down the bottom, or trying to move it, reposition it. What I found is if you click on here, hold, like left click, hold, and drag and drop to the right, then it will actually put itself down there quite easily. But if you kind of just do it like this, then it starts to get a little bit tricky. But yeah, like I said before, if you grab, I'll just put this one back up here. If you grab it from here and then just slightly go to the right, then you'll see it come down and it'll go underneath the next one down. All right. Okay. So we've got the email there. That's all I really want at this stage, unless, which I am a local business, I want to put the phone number in. So I'm going to do that as well. So I'm going to add phone number here. And I'm just going to come down here, phone, and then save. And I'm just going to put that up here. All right. So the last thing we've got is email. So first name, last name, phone, and email. All right. Now, if you recall, if we go back to here, we had a few other things as well. We had the select option, right? And then we also had a comment box. So we're going to add those in, and I'm going to show you how you do those. At this point, if there's any questions, just please ask away. And I don't mind stopping and answering the questions. We have got a whole hour to ourselves, so there's plenty of time to answer questions. Okay, so that's what we're after. Let's go back to GrooveMail again. And let me just see. Okay, cool. Now we're going to start adding some fields. Okay, so I'm going to click down here. Now, what I want is I actually want to create a custom field. All right, I'm going to create a new custom field. Oh, hang on. Let me just have a look here. Let me just see. Yeah, they don't have it. Okay, I'm going to create a new custom field. All right, and this field here, what I'm going to do is I am going to call, what am I going to do this one? I'm going to call this one here select option. Okay, so this is the field identifier. And it's all lowercase, all one word. And what I mean by that, you need to separate them with a underscore. So select option. Okay, underscore. Over here, then we just type it out as per normal, select option. Okay, and now what we need to do is we need to actually create the option that we want to add in there. Okay, so let's just do that now. So I want to call this one here marketing. Cool. All right, now what you can do if you want to now is that you can actually add a little icon with it if you want to, like you can just put an icon. I don't know if that actually turned out on there, this one. No, it didn't. But anyway, you can actually add icons if you want to, but in this case, we don't really need to. We don't want to select this field as required because we want the user to be able to select which one. If you select this field as required, that means that you have to select that actual option, which is no good. We don't want to do that. We want to leave it up to the user to select which one they want. So make sure that you do not select that. Do not tick that. All right. Down here now, the fallback is basically when you're doing the fallback. What this actually means, so is if someone doesn't select an option, it's going to tell you to please select an option. That's what the fallback is for. So we need to put that in there. So we need to put in please select an option. I'm sure you've probably seen this before. So what actually happens is that when if they do not select something, then it's going to remind you to select an option. All right, so that's all good. We're going to actually add that marketing, and as you can see, it's down here. And then we're going to add another option. We're going to call this one sales, and we don't need to do anything up here. We leave that as it is. We go sales, and then that's all we need to do. They go add. Now we've got sales there. Next one we're going to put in there, we're going to put in customer support. customer support, and then we're just going to add that. And the next one is technical. Yeah, technical. All right. Technical support. Let's call it technical support. Okay. And then we'll just add that one there. So now we've got the whole 4 that we want. Can't scroll down farther enough to actually see the technical, but it's there. So if you do come across this where you can't see what you've just typed or added, just know that it's in there. Just for some reason, it's not able to show me as I scroll down. All right, I'm going to save all this now. So we can either have it as a drop menu or we can do checkboxes. I'm going to do this as a checkbox. All right, so these are all going to be checkboxes. All right, okay, and let's just save. All right, so you can see here we've got marketing, sales, customer support, and technical support. All right, we're going to add one more box, which is a custom field. We're going to make it, you know, so that people can actually put their comments in there. So I've already got one, but I'm going to create one anyway, just so that you know how to do it. Okay, we'll come down to the bottom. We go to new custom field, and then we just put in here. Put it here. We will put comments. We'll just put comments. Comments. All right. And we don't really want, yeah, so we don't want a drop down menu. We actually want a text area here. Okay. We're going to put the placeholder name in there. So this placeholder is going to be, so we actually didn't really need to put in the when I wasn't here, you would have noticed I had to put a field name. We don't actually do that if we're going to do a comments field, if you like. So when we choose text area, that's there. We can actually just put it in there. How can we help? Add that in there. I think we should actually make this field as required so that they actually fill it out, right? Because when they just select something, we don't know what they want, what they want technical support for, or what they want customer support for, what they want sales or marketing support for. Sales or marketing. We don't know what they want them for. So it's a good idea to make this box actually required, so they have to fill it out. And the field here, we're just going to enter. What was it? Please. We will put in here, please tell us. Oops. How we can help you, or how we can assist you. All right, and that's the fallback. So if they don't fill out that box, that's the message they're going to get. Okay, so far, this is what we've got. I'm not going to worry about any sort of aesthetics here. I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'm going to worry about that later. So I'm just going to go save and next. Okay. Now, we don't really want this in there, to be quite honest, but we have no choice but to have that at the moment. But one thing that is new, and this is what I'm going to let you know, over here, if you click on this part here, you can actually customize this if you want to. You know, you can change the text here if you want to. That's up to you, or you can customize it, and you can you can customize the form if you like. The text is black, the color, the background is white, blah blah blah. If you want advanced mode, and this is fairly new. I haven't seen this before, but if you want advanced mode, you can switch to there, and now you've got a whole range of advanced modes, which I probably won't use because I mean it's it's okay the way it is for me. But there's a whole lot of different customizations that you can actually do. So if you want the heading, you want some CSS or some styling for the heading, you can do that here if you actually know how to do it. What else we got? We've got like here you've got heading, interested in our news, which is the newsletter, which is that one there. You can add customization, which means you can make it, let's just say, let's make it bold, and let's make it red or pink. Yeah, all right. And then you can do all that. So you can do individual parts of this form. All right, pretty cool. So like I said, that's actually just that's a recent development. Okay. Now, I wouldn't worry too much about the color of the button and everything else, because I'm going to do that within the once I've got it on my page or in the back end of the website. I'm going to leave all this as it is. Okay. Then I'm just going to go save it next. Okay. What's this asking is to save this globally or save it locally. We don't need to save at all, because what they're talking about is they're talking about the customization that I made changes with. I'm not going to save all those. We don't need to, because I'm going to get rid of the title, right? All right. So I think most of you guys, if you're new, you probably won't know this, but most of you guys who are actually in this in the chat there, you would know how to do this next part. But let me go through it. So I'm going to add a list. So the form is going to, when someone fills out the form, they're going to be added to a list. All right. So I could create another list. Let's just create another list. I'm going to create another one. So we come down to the bottom. There's all my other lists, but I'm going to put a new list, and I'm going to call this PPL Form 2. So Pinpoint Local Form 2. All right. That's my list. For anybody who fills out this form, they're going to be added to a contact list, which is called PPL Form 2. So I'm going to do that. All right. And then we choose it. Up here should be there. So now that's set up. Select tags. You want to assign a tag? Yeah, let's select the tag. This is ideal, especially if you're going to do segments, email campaigns and segments and all that sort of thing. This is actually quite ideal to actually have a list as well as a tag for that particular customer, but then you can separate them in different campaigns. So that's another session. Okay, so we won't cover that, because we'll probably go down a real deep rabbit hole on that one. But let's carry on. So again, I'm going to create another tag. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it the same as this. All right, but this is going to be a tag. And I come scroll down to the bottom, new tag. I'm just going to call this PPL Form 2. All right, and description. Now, when you do the description, it's just pretty basic. It's just like anyone who fills out the form on my Pinpoint or PPL website. Cool. Okay, category. I'll just create another category. I'm just going to go, okay, I'm going to create another category. I'm just going to put in here, create a new category. I'm just going to call this, I'm just going to call this PPL Form 2. Actually, yeah, PPL Form 2. All right, and then just create new sorry, that's actually the search. We create new category, then we do that. So we've got that, we put it over here, PPL. Sorry guys, this is where we put it, okay? That's if you want to find the category, one that's already existing. This is when you're actually creating a new category. So it's PPL Form 2. And we just go plus, okay, and then we just create tag. Oh, I think we've already got that. Let's just choose it here and then create tag. Okay, so we go here. Let's go back here. Select that. Okay, so now we've got we've created tags and we've a tag and we've created a list where once people fill it out, then they will be added to that. They'll be tagged and then they'll be added to the list. When you write the name of the list, do we make the name significant to the subscribers? Understand, able to subscribe from a specific list. Do we make the name significant to the subscribers? Yeah, you can. You can, Nancy. In fact, you can do whatever way you want to do it, so long as it makes sense to you. Because at the end of the day, they're not going to see all that, right? They won't see all that. So if it makes sense to you, and that's the way that how you want it organized, you can. Like your subscribers would be, I guess, at the end of the day, because if you've got multiple forms, right, you probably want to know which subscriber is which. So, yeah, can do that. Short answer. Hope that answered your question. All right, okay, let's move on. Now, when someone fills out a form, you do want them to do a double opt-in. The reason why is because there's so many spamming and hacking going on that if you don't do that, you make it easy for the spammers and the hackers to actually get onto your contact list. And once you're on their contact list, well, that's the thing, then they can start, hacking and start spamming anyone on that contact list as well. So yeah, you want a double opt-in because that's okay, Nancy. You want a double opt-in because what it does is because when they send out bots and they find that they can actually just fill out a form, and it will just fill out a form and boom, join straight away without having a two-step kind of a two-step authentication to it, and they can easily get on your contact list. Now, the other thing is that once you start getting spam emails on your contact list, Groove, they really treasure the site, so they really make sure that it's safe and it's secure. And when you open it up to spammers or even hackers, what actually then happens is then it actually it can actually be a serious thing for their platform. So they want to make sure that everything is all the emails are legit emails. And the other thing is, don't go buy email lists because you really shouldn't be doing that anyway. But when it comes to emails, you go through a process, especially if you're uploading your email contacts to Groove. When you bulk upload, Groove wants to know where you got those emails from, and was it another platform that you got them from? All that sort of stuff. Did you have a form on another platform? All those sorts of things. It wants to know where you got your email contacts from. Now, many of my customers, they collect their details on site, right? In terms of their clients. So when I do emails for them, email campaigns, I upload their contacts to my account so that I can do a campaign for them. And I know that they're all legit emails because they actually they enter them at their business. So I know that they're safe, and that's what I tell Groove as well. They ask me where I got the emails from. I just say they're from my client's physical site. They're emails that are taken at the time a customer signs up to be their customer signs up. All right, so that's what they'll ask you. All right, so don't go buying any contact lists. Make sure that that contact list that you've got on there, the email list, is all clean. And even when you do get, the other thing is that even when you do get emails, like say for instance, my clients, also some of the emails actually come through on their website. Right, so some of the email contacts come through on their website. Not all of them are actually legit emails. I've seen one or two, sort of come through. And when I upload my list or their list up into Groove, I go through it to make sure that the list is legit. If anything that I have doubts about, I will take it out, even without telling the customer, because the one thing I don't want is for anything to infiltrate the Groove platform and hack it. So I always make sure that my emails, and literally when you got to check about 1,000 contacts, it becomes a tedious job, but it's necessary to do. All right, so we've got the double opt-in. You can send a test mail if you want to. Your confirmation page, right? So your confirmation page would be your thank you page, right? So here, Pinpoint Local, code on Z, / okay. And then your success page would be your submitted page, that the form was submitted. It was successful. I'm just going to put success here. Okay. All right, so I've got those two things here. I'm not going to do an email test or anything like that. I'm just literally showing you how you can set this up. All right, we don't need to send welcome. If you want to send a welcome email, you can. In this case, this is going to be enough. I'm just going to, they're going to get a page that says your request has been submitted, or your message has been submitted, and then they'll also get they'll get the confirmation email as well. And then once they've done that, then it'll go to a thank you page. Right. Okay. Well, you can have recipients that you can send it to. So if you want to send it to both yourself and your client or your customer, you can. So you can, if they're actually on your recipient list of emails, you can see here, I've got a couple of customers there that actually I've added them to my sender and receiver email list. These are actually all done through Amazon SES, not GrooveMail or SMTP at the moment. But I do believe GrooveMail will be coming out with a GrooveMail version 2, which sounds really cool. Anyway, also ask up here, do you want to send the form response to current accounts email, which is my account? And I'm just going to go, yep. Okay, and I'm not going to worry about it. I can send it to them if I want to. We'll just put it, actually, I'll put it in here. I'm going to send it to this email because my account email and the email I want to send it to are two different emails. All right, I'm going to go next. Oh, what have I missed out? Oh, subject, sender. So I'm going to sender. You have to deal with this, by the way. Sorry about that. I actually flagged this one. But you need to add sender. And again, if you've added a sender and if you added an email address, you've set it all up, you've configured it so that it's a sender in GrooveMail, but also a recipient, then you'll see it here. This is where it's going to show. All right, so I am just going to use this one here. You can see SES there. That means simple email service, which is Amazon. This is just the same thing, but yeah, I'm just going to use that one. Subject, please verify. This is for the double opt-in. Please verify your email. You don't have to worry about a preview. You can put a preview there if you want to, but it's up to you. But just keep it simple and short, because it's really just a confirmation link to say that, to authenticate that you are actually a real user and not a bot. And I'm just going to go best regards. They normally don't put anything here down by default, and you don't really need to put this, what I'm putting there right now, but I kind of like to do it sometimes. So Peter. No, actually, I'll just go pinpoint. Pinpoint local. Actually, what I like doing is I like putting in team pinpoint local. Okay, so that's all done, all sorted. Now, if you copy and paste these links in here without typing them in, make sure that after you pasted it, that you actually do a space, then a backspace, so that it actually identifies that you have physically put something into that field. Otherwise, when you go to save it, it's going to disappear. So always make sure that you do something in there. It needs to know that you actually typed in that field, right? That's what it needs to know. If you just copy and paste, that's all that is, and it's not going to save once you save. All right, so let's go save it next. I'm not going to worry about all this. We don't need to explain all this at the moment. I'm just going to go save it next. Integration. Now you can actually put copy the code if you want to into a code embed on your website, or you can just leave it as it is. The default, all the stuff, I wouldn't worry about that too much. It's not essential, but yeah. So I just leave it as it is and just go save and then finish. Okay. So now what we're going to do is going to go to my site. I need to reload it. And let's scroll down to here at the bottom. So basically, I'm just going to get rid of this. I'm going to delete that. All right. Delete that as well. And then just, this is my other form here. I'm just going to start from scratch. So I'm going to add, doesn't matter if you click on this block or that block, doesn't really matter. If you click on this one here, make sure you click on the top. Plus, if you want to put the form above. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to go for 2 empty blocks. All right. 2 column block, if you like. I'm going to put that in there. Okay, so in here, I want to add the Groove Mail form, the one that we just created. All right, so make sure that we selected that. Come over to Elements. Then we need to scroll down to Groove Mail Forms, or Groove Mail Form. And it's down here too as well, and over here, the script, this one. Put that in there. All right. You'll get the placeholder. And what we want to do, and just make sure that you've got Groove Mail Form there. Right. It's actually selected on that. If it's on container, that's not going to work. So you need to go on the Groove Mail Form. And you can see down here the breadcrumbs. Make sure that's that. Click onto the settings. All right. That'll just populate. Now we'll just select the form, which is the Pinpoint Local Form 2. All right, and we don't need to redirect anywhere. That's all set up in when we actually did the configuration for the form and the settings. Right, we did all that, like the success page and the confirmation page. Right, so we don't need to worry about the stuff here. And we just update. All right, okay. So now we've got the form there. These 2 things here, remember the newsletter title and this thing here, we don't want those in there. So we're just going to delete them. So what we do is we just click on the input and we just delete. Delete. Same with this one. It's not going to do anything to the form. It's not going to make the form, unusable. It will just get rid of those fields because we don't want them showing. So now we've got the first name, last name, phone number, email. We've got our selection box there. We've got our text field there and submit. Okay, so let's just change this. I'm going to change make sure you add submit on or something on the button text. See, you see there's nothing there, but it shows up on here. Okay, you need, otherwise if you don't, it's not going to, you know, it's not going to be helpful. But anyway, we'll just put that, we're going to put in here, submit your request. Okay, update. All right, I'm going to just make that look a little bit nicer. So I'm going to go over here, come over to background. I'm going to change the color, change it to red. The text, you see that it's set at 100, but it's not 100, right? You need to make sure you set this to the proper one. I'm just going to put 22. Okay, big. I kind of like the roundish button, so I'm going to go to border, come over to here where it says corners, and I'm just going to go radius 100, give it a nice kind of like around ends there, half rounds. Okay, now I've got a space over here that I need to populate, but let me just get some spacing around the form, because you can see that it's actually up to the top here. I'm going to add some spacing around here. Let me just come over to spacing here, and I'm just going to put, say, 30. Okay, this container here, I'm going to add an image in there. So I'm going to come over to the elements, go down to image, drag and drop there. You can see that it's in the top left corner, so we need to actually change the layout. So let's just click on the block there, the container, not the image, the container, right? And then the container that the image is in, go to our layout. And here we're going to go center vertically, so horizontally, and vertically, and then center horizontally, right? So that is right smack and bang in the middle. I'm going to click on here on the image now, and then I'm going to grab my image. I think you guys saw it before. And we're just going to put this one here. Probably would have been ideal if this was actually transparent, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to select that, select. You can see it's a slightly different, well, it's a different color to the white background. I kind of want it all to blend in. So what I want to do is, I want to select the whole block. And then I want to grab that color. Now you can use a color picker, but I have a feeling that color is already in the defaults. So I'm going to come into background here. All right. And then I'm going to go color. And if I come to gray here, right down to the bottom, I think that will be the color there. Almost. I can just, yeah, I can just slightly see the sides, but it's close enough, right? So yeah. So what we've got now, we've got our form, we've got our image, and all done. So let's just now publish this. I think we can publish it. All good. Let's make sure everything is fine. What's happened here? Why is that out of kilter? Doesn't line up. And maybe that might be the view that we get in here. It might be different on the live view, but anyway, let's just publish. I'm just going to publish this page. Let's wait to see what happens. All right, done. Let's just wait for a little bit. Once that goes away, wait a couple of seconds. Okay, let's have a look at it, see what's happened. Go down. Yeah, it was out of line on the back end, but you can see it's all lined itself up here now. All right, let's just give this a try. So basically, if I put my first name in there, got my email address, valid phone number, have to make it New Zealand. Let's just take the 0 out, and I think that will fix that up. Yep. All right, and I want to go marketing, and I'm just going to submit. See here, it says here this field is required. Okay, so we need to fill that out. It's not going to let me. You do not see, Nancy. Anybody else have that problem? They can't see. Oh, sorry, you can't see. Sorry, no. Let's just do this game. Yeah, I'm on the live view. You guys are still in the dashboard. Okay. Let me just do this again. Sorry, guys. All right. Let me just refresh this. I'll share it. Okay, here's the live view. Oof. Okay, so this is the live view. Come down to here. Here it is. You can see, as opposed to if I went back to here, you can see that this is slightly out of line. The square is up here, or the checkbox is up here, but the marking is here. So don't be deterred, or don't think that you need to fix it, right? Because it'll probably look different on the live view. Just to let you know, just a bit of a tip, really. So when you go to the live view, here, it's all falls into line. So yeah, what you see in the dashboard and what you see on the live view, even what you see on the preview that you use, to just to preview it before you publish it, can look different to the live view as well. All right. So sometimes it's always best to go by the live view. All right. So let's just fill this out. I'm going to go there. I need to make it New Zealand. Where are we? Yeah. And you can see it still says invalid number, so it must mean I need to omit 0. And there you go. Okay, so I'm going to go marketing. I'm not even going to bother filling up the comment. All right, I'm just going to leave it in, and this is what happens when you do that. Right? It says that this field is required, so I need to fill this out. Right? So I'm just going to put need help with my need help with website. All right, so I'm just going to submit, and basically it's submitted. It'll go to a page that doesn't even exist because I haven't created this one for here. But you notice that I put that URL in the oh, that's the wrong one actually. That needs to be the other way around. So it needs to be all right. See how it says thank you, and I said thank you was really for the on the confirmation. Right. That's what that was for. Right. What should come up here should be submitted. So that means we need to go back to the form here. All right, we'll just go back to the form. Let's go edit. Go to setup. And then we just need to swap these around. That's all we need to do. I'm just going to cut that. I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to put a space and then add it in here, paste it in here. And then I'm going to grab this one here, cut that, and paste that in there. Just going to make sure that there's no space behind it. And don't forget, when I said when you paste it, you need to go space and then backspace, just to know that let it know that you actually type something in there. And yeah, okay. So that should actually help. Save and next. Pretty easy to make changes when you need to. Save and then finish. All right. So let's just do this again. We don't need to do a whole new publish, because when the form is changed on that end, yeah, we can just refresh it, and it should actually just work the way it should do. So I'm just going to refresh. Yeah. All right. So let's just try this again. We'll add in the New Zealand one here. Boom. Marketing. And I'm going to do this again. All right. Goes to a page that doesn't matter. There's the success though. That's the success URL. That's telling me, yes, it's been submitted. So all cool. All right. And then what should happen after that is that you should get an email. The user should get an email to actually confirm. Let's just have a look, see if I got it. Oh, this is the page it went to, right? So yeah, let me just see if I got the email. I think it's still coming. Still waiting for it to come through. But yeah, you can't see it at the moment, but yeah, still waiting for this to come through. I'm sure I used the right address. But yeah, sometimes it might take a few minutes. And in that case too, as well, you may want to, on the page here, this page here, once it's done success, you may want to put in here, obviously this is not the page that's going to be the success page. You will create that page. I haven't created one for this. You will create that page, and you will have on there, please check your spam if you haven't received it for 5 minutes, and within 5 minutes, check your spam email, that sort of thing, just so that they will go there and have a look as well there. And that's to actually, verify their email address. But yeah, still don't think I've got it. Let me just do a check it. No, I haven't received it yet, but I've no doubt I will get it soon. Anyway, all right. So, and once that happens, once you verify, you're also going to go to the next page, which is going to be the thank you page. All right. Okay. So once again, just share this tab. This is the form. If you want to create forms like that, where you've got the customer can actually have a selection if they want, then this is a great way of doing it. Also, too, as well, like I'll show you one of my clients one, and what I did for his. What they wanted to be able to, because they've got like different components to their business. These guys are actually, what do you call it? It's called Dominator Doors. They do like garage doors, automated garage doors and stuff like that. But they've got another business which they also build garages. Okay, so they own a franchise for the garage doors, automated garage doors and all that sort of thing. And they had this other business which is called Garage Builder. All right. So one of the things that they wanted to do is they wanted the user to identify which one that they were actually interested in. Were they interested in the garage? Were they interested in the sleep out? I don't know if they call them sleep outs where you guys are, but they're kind of just like little, how would you call them? They're not, they're just square, kind of like cubicle. I always learn something. They're like, maybe you can just put a bed in there. There's no kitchen. There's no nothing. There's just a sleep out. Or you can actually have you can turn it into a fully functional kind of small granny flat, if you like. So he does all that as well, and does carports and obviously garage doors. So these are the things that they wanted to make sure that they knew what the customer was wanting. So, and as you can see here, they just put their comments in here, and they select whatever. Okay, let me just take this. All right, guys, well, that's kind of, I didn't see any questions, but Tyler has said, here we go. I'm gonna play with this. Let me go here. We got Johan that says nice. Then we got Tyler says, I always learn something new. Thank you, Peter. You're welcome, Tyler. So there are little things within the form that, maybe some Groove users don't know about, and they don't know how to use it properly. But that's the reason why I do all these GLUs, is to sort of show you those little, what do we call those little nuggets that a lot of people don't sort of find in tutorials and stuff like that, right? So that's the whole reason behind this. Hey, I don't see any questions, but look, once again, thank you for joining me for another session this week. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week, same time, same bat channel. Bye for now.
You gotta get into the groove.